Are you very confident that your morning routine is already perfect, that it is giving you that productivity boost that you want from it? I can assure you, my friend, that there is a very, very high likelihood of you integrating one of these harmful habits in the video. And this was the case for me. Like you, I was trying to set up my perfect morning routine for a year, 1.5 years now. But these 3 habits, once I realized and worked on those, they make everything better. They make the entire rest of the routine better if you are aware and you stop doing them. So what I want to guide you through on this video is identifying these harmful habits, because they are covered up by mainstream knowledge as normal most of the time. Like if you're deep in self-improvement, you might know these. And if you do, like props to you, man. I'm genuinely curious if you do know these habits. But I want to identify these for you and correct them with you, so that then you can actually start maximizing your potential, because trust me, these 3 are bigger than people think. These are a game changer for me. And you might be very surprised at some of them, especially the last one, because you might have never heard of it. Then once you start thinking about it, you're going to realize it's very, very logical and rational. And it makes absolute sense. And also look at my results, right? I went from such an unproductive, lazy piece of shit, playing video games all day, being on social media, doing nothing with my time, procrastinating all day, to implementing life-changing habits in my morning and removing life-damaging habits from my morning, which has led me to pretty successfully start a YouTube channel while working in a sales job, learning the required skills to run and operate a business in the future, while maintaining a successful relationship with my girlfriend, while also going to the gym, kickboxing, playing piano, because I'm a concert pianist actually. That eats a lot of time as well. And so for me, my mornings are crucial. They set up everything at my morning habits, these 3. If I do these, then I won't get by. I won't be able to catch up. But if I don't do these habits, I'm always pretty much in a good state, because I have the necessary amount of focus and time specific to actually get stuff done. So, my friend, the first harmful morning habit that you most definitely do, and I even still do this, pretty much everyone does this in the morning, is a certain form of procrastination in the mornings. And most commonly, this is disguised as using your phone first thing in the morning. But we know about that, right? Like, this is no new information. But it is not a phone addiction, but a form of procrastination. I can safely say that I have thought about this a lot and have come up with the 3 most likely reasons behind any person's phone usage in the morning as a habit. Those 3 underlying reasons of that type of procrastination, once realized, can actually be worked on. So the first reason that you still procrastinate with your phone in the morning, even for just 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever amount of time, might be a lack of clarity. Meaning you might have no set up routines, or you have unstructured routines. If you have a lack of clarity, you're gonna be waking up, you're not gonna be knowing what to do. And even though you do have the discipline to actually get off the phone and start doing your stuff because you like doing that, you enjoy doing it, you haven't planned your night before, you maybe don't have a morning routine, you have no structure, so you have a lack of clarity. You don't know where to start, what to start on, so you procrastinate. And the easiest thing to procrastinate while still in bed is grabbing your phone next to you. So working on gaining clarity, like implementing an evening routine the night before to plan the next day, and also time block the next day, so you know, okay, I'm getting up and I have that to work on. So I don't have to procrastinate with my phone, because I have clarity of what to do. And morning routine for this is also very important. I get up every day. I tell Siri, hey Siri, oh, shut up Siri. I tell her to start my morning routine. And with that, app reminders opens and I see all my tasks I have to do. I jump out of bed, I can instantly start doing them. I have clarity, and then I know my tasks because I time blocked the day, the evening prior. So that is very crucial. Morning routine and a structured routine, not just any routine, it has to be structured. And also planning your days and your tasks the evening before, or even a week before if you want to. The second reason that you're procrastinating in the morning with your phone without realizing that it is procrastination is that you might have a fear of failure. And this actually, like, I struggle with this reason a lot. The fear of failure comes up when it is a task that is connected to something big, something social, because sometimes I am afraid of failing. For example, I had my kickboxing test my orange belt, right? And I was procrastinating most of the day because I had it at 1 p.m., but I got up very early trying to do work. I was procrastinating because I always thought of this task ahead, which I had a fear of failure of, right? Going in there, doing the test, being too weak, and failing. And so once I got aware of it, then I started fixing it. But in the first 1 to 2 hours of that morning, I was procrastinating and I wasn't really doing what I was planning. And that was due to a fear of failure. Third reason would be social anxiety and social stress connected to the task. This could be procrastinating with your phone because you don't want to get up and go to the doctor's office because you might be afraid or have social anxiety of that doctor visit. Same with maybe calling someone on that particular day. Making an appointment or even just going to school can be social anxiety for a lot of people, or going to your job, or maybe finishing an exam or doing some work with a project partner. All those tasks might be connected to underlying social anxiety and like social stress, making you procrastinate in the morning without you even realizing and wanting to procrastinate, not because you're lazy, not because you have a phone addiction, but because you have social anxiety and the task is connected to that, leading to procrastination for that specific reason. To combat these last two reasons, it's really only the just mindset thing. For a fear of failure, I can't tell you much, but that failing is good for you, right? It moves you forward, it teaches you about yourself and about life, and it makes you more comfortable with failing. Social anxiety and stress, now that's an underlying issue. Having social anxiety and stress connected to a task is only because of your own perception and because of your own social anxiety, right? That's obvious. To work on that, there is a bunch of ways, but this is not the video for that. And for lack of clarity, I gave you 2 practical tips. Create a morning routine, plan your day the evening before. But don't have your morning routine be too long or excessive, because that can also be a form of procrastination. Having like 2-hour morning routines, not actually getting any work done, but just doing your routine in the morning without working on the lever moving tasks like you should. So just be mindful of that. So that was the first morning habit that you probably do without realizing. And let me know if you now, after getting this awareness, you're like, oh yeah, man, this Jonah guy's right. I actually do that sometimes. And the thing is, for me, I didn't know that it was procrastination until I found out and researched about this, because I thought, well, I'm just a lazy fuck. I just have a phone addiction. Well, I'm just addicted to social media or something. But it wasn't really that, because whenever I was on there, I was like, yeah, kind of fun, but if I knew what I could be doing instead, then I probably would. And I often had a lack of clarity. So I hope that helped you gain a better understanding of the whole thing. Now, the second most harmful morning habit that everyone does, I barely know anyone who talks about this or does this. Eating breakfast must be the single dumbest thing that you can do for your productivity. And hear me out. I know that you probably go to the gym, bro. Like I do too. I do boxing 4 times a week and I go to the gym 3 to 4 times a week. I know about muscle protein synthesis. I know about eating enough calories and stuff. I get it, right? And for bulking, it might not be the best solution to do intermittent fasting, but the science behind eating breakfast actually being very harmful and bad for your morning comes down to 2 things, and I'm gonna tell you right now. Firstly, let's sugary, high caloric, dense foods. Our lizard brain, our primitive part of our brain loves that, bro. Like it loves that. So once it receives that reward instantly in the morning, you're gonna already have released a lot of dopamine, especially when you eat trash breakfasts, which a lot of people do. Your dopamine release is huge. So your brain obviously has less of an incentive to then do any hard work after that. And even if it's healthy food, because even healthy food releases a lot of dopamine, it soothes you, it reduces your hunger, and guess what is driving us to want to get money, want to get fit, want to be healthy? Our survival instincts. So if you soothe a big part of your survival instincts in the morning and release so much dopamine in the morning by eating, then you're going to be less hungry, which signals to your brain, well, the fuck, why should I do any work? I have what I need, I have water, I have heat, I can just chill and watch YouTube all day, right? Because your dopamine will also be desensitized a little bit more than if you wouldn't have ate that big breakfast or even a small breakfast, because now you don't have that anticipation of the reward that the breakfast would have been if you have completed all your work beforehand. So I have a very basic principle. I actually try to complete all of my important work before eating. This allows me to keep a pretty high level of dopamine to keep me motivated working on my tasks, keep me energetic working on my tasks in anticipation of the nutritious, awesome meal that I'm gonna have after completing it as a reward. And it creates a very, very healthy relationship to food, because you're not just eating because you have unlimited access to foods in the Western society. You're now eating because you're rewarding yourself with food, which is a very, very healthy relationship to build with food. Because then you're gonna start looking at food as gratification and pleasure and entertainment, because that's not what food is. It's not entertainment, and it shouldn't be seen that way. The Western world makes this very hard with candy, dessert for breakfast, fast food, junk food, all this dog shit, and all this propaganda spewing information that this dog shit is actually good stuff for you. So keeping your dopamine pretty low allows for more dopamine release throughout the day in anticipation of the food that you're gonna eat. And I usually do this until 2 or 3 p.m. and I get up at 7 a.m. So you can imagine I have insanely high motivation while fasted, while anticipating my awesome meal that I'm gonna then reward myself with. And this, like I said, makes you so productive, it makes you alert, makes you cognitively more able, and it simply makes you better. Now, the second reason why breakfast is actually a really bad morning habit is that eating and digesting is one of your body's most taxing procedure, because it needs to be sending a lot of blood down to your digestion to digest the food. And evidently, that makes people tired. Why do you think after a big Christmas meal, everyone's tired and needs to sleep? The catch is, bro, this doesn't just happen after a Christmas meal. This happens after a lot of meals, especially if you're not eating clean. But even if you eat clean, you will be more tired, less cognitively able, and more lethargic after eating a meal, because your body simply has to run through digestion and your body is working. Not eating leaves more blood to go straight to your brain, and it leaves your body feeling clean and light and hungry, which leaves you very alert for completing work. And one more thing, breakfast is man-made. There is no such thing as breakfast. It is created to promote and sell more meat products specifically to the population, because, well, the more people eat, the more they're gonna buy. That's why everyone is obese. Well, it's one of the reasons, and why everyone is so fucking unhealthy. You're not supposed to wake up and stuff your face with healthy foods like cereal and low quality bacon and pancakes like in America. You're supposed to be hungry and you're supposed to work for that food. So just know that breakfast is oftentimes not hunger. If you're hungry in the morning, bro, how long have you gone without eating food? Probably not long. So what you're experiencing is not hunger, it is induced appetite. It is habit. You're hungry because you're habitually giving your body food whenever you might experience a slight discomfort of hunger. It's induced appetite. Breakfast is man-made, and you don't have to eat breakfast to be healthy or to have a good body. Check out the video here, because I made a more detailed video of why I never eat breakfast ever. And I truly recommend you try this, because it is OP as hell. Now, the third harmful habit that you probably still do in the mornings is not having a structured routine in the morning, and most importantly, not thinking positive in the morning. And this is why gratitude journaling works so well. The point of a morning routine is to set yourself up for the day, right? So if you're not focusing on mindful activity, thankful activity, happy activity to prepare your body and mind, then you might be missing out and you might actually be wasting more time than gaining any benefits from it. So for example, hear me out here. If you read for 2 hours in the morning, you're wasting your morning clarity, which you should be doing on deep work, using your brain instead of filling your brain. You should be filling your brain in the evenings or in the afternoons. But in the morning, you want to be using your brain. So what I do is I actually set up my morning the evening before, which is important. That's the structuring part. And I have a very simple morning routine where I simply get up, cold shower, prepares my body and my mind positively because it releases endorphins and dopamine. Secondly, I freshen up because I want to feel good. I even put on cologne, I put on aftershave, I brush my teeth, floss. I do a lot for my body just for the feel of, well, I took care of myself. I'm attractive, I look good, I smell good. Like all those things, they play part of your psyche. And then I simply grab 1 liter of water, a bottle. Don't drink tap water, by the way. Drink bottled well water. And I go outside and I simply smile for 2 minutes. I smile. No matter my mood, I smile. And I take my little gratitude journal with me. I write down 3 things that I'm grateful for. I get back home, I plan my day, that's it. You can add affirmations.